Good evening, sports fans! Crobat for the win of the TheTokenMinorities here today, bringing you guys week 1 of the GBA D-League Season 4. Starting the season off bringing me so much joy. Today's opening day, and to commemorate, in my newly revamped LA Nidokings Stadium, we treated every fan in the audience to a beer, a large popcorn, and Cracker Jacks. Additionally, to entertain the crowd, or something I guess, we hired Avril Lavigne to perform at the stadium. So, this performance was only for opening day, unfortunately, but in the future, you can buy snacks at the local concession stand. Down over there, see? Just go look over there, it's right over there. They sell popcorn and snacks and candy and... well, we'll just get into the game. The game's just getting started. Let's talk about what Leo brought. So he brought Nidoqueen, Zoroark, Rotom Frost, Cresselia, Mega Medicham, and Magearna. Now this is roughly what I was expecting. Maybe plus or minus the Zoroark or the Rotom. Maybe interchangeable with a couple of Mons. I knew he was bringing Nidoqueen, knew he was bringing Magearna, knew he was bringing Cress, knew he was bringing Mega Medicham. I thought it was possible Aloe was going to come, of course, and Zoroark was like a 50-50 to me. But at this point, I'm at least thinking I have a chance. I don't have to deal with Aloe and Crest together. I'm liking the matchup. I'm liking it a lot, actually, and I only can imagine the types of sets that he brought at this point. It's going to be tough to say from Team Preview, but why don't we jump in to the game. Alrighty, and so, given what he brought, I felt like my dominant strategy was leading with Tornadus Fairy in here, so I could U-turn out if I had to, so that was basically my idea. And if it was for some reason Meganium, I could Fire EMZ, Heat Wave, I could do something, turn 1 maybe, maybe not, maybe just U-turn. That's what I decided to do though against his first turn Nidoqueen. Now, as I talked about in the team builder, here is my exact plan. This is Silvally-Bug. Switches into rocks. Never is going to take rocks. Never is going to take 25% because it will always be the Nidoqueen switch in. Always. I go for the defog right here as Nidoqueen Sludge Waves. Now I start to get a little bit afraid because I really wasn't expecting the Sludge Wave coverage, but I see that damage, and because he is Black Sludge, it's really not that scary. I'm much happier now, actually. I'm shocked. I'm surprised he's not Life Orb. So I Surf, and it does good damage. Now this is the one thing I didn't quite consider in the team builder. He does have Black Sludge restoring his health, and that is a little bit annoying, so now Surf may not be a 3-hit KO, but that's okay. We are going to wear this Nidoqueen down as much as possible and keep rocks off the field. We just defogged. He Sludge Waves here. I can live one more Sludge Wave, which will be really awesome. Surf right here, it should take it down into a good yellow health, I'd say, and it does for sure. Super effective. Sludge Wave comes back my way, and I will live with 22, which is just amazing. Now, he is going to unveil the Sucker Punch. I was not expecting that, but we live on 1, so we can get one more Surf off on this Nidoqueen, get it into red health, and ensure that it cannot get rocks up. And yes, I go for an attack here. I do not want him to get rocks up. That would be horrible if for some reason he set up Stealth Rocks as I decided to go for a Parting Shot or some other move. But you know what? Silvally-Bug did its job. I'm going to go into my Mega Gallade because I see this as a really nice opportunity to possibly set up. Because Nidoqueen can't do anything. It's at really low health. If he goes to Cress, I'm setting up an ST. I can go for the X-Scissor. And I prepared for this moment in Mox. And I was just banking on him not having Thunder Wave at all. And yet, I shouldn't have done this. I should not have stayed in here. I go for the X-Scissor, and it does big damage. Great! And he shows Thunder Wave. No! But he misses!
Chris Paul going to work. Back to Griffin. Hard charge of the goal with a hammer slam! Man, oh man.
Unfreaking believable. I am in utter shock. Crest goes down. Wow. That was a nice way to see Crest go down. So he switches in this Magearna. And now I should have been suspicious here of this Magearna because he goes for a foul play and KOs Mega Gallade. Alright, so I'm going to switch in Tornadus Therian, but I'm actually going to pause the game. Let's pretend it's Pokemon Showdown for a minute. I want to justify the play that I just made. So first of all, Foul Play is a very obscure move. I wouldn't have even if it was a Scarf Zoroark, I was not going to expect it. But then again, I guess that is excellent prep on his part, to say the very least. But you got to remember something. If he had a physically defensive Magearna, he would have lived any attack from that Mega Gallade, possibly. I mean, maybe if it was, let's just say, Shookaberry defensive, which is kind of, that was in the back of my mind. I felt like that was close to a 50-50 where I took a big risk, and that's how it felt at the time. And unfortunately, that was a risk that did not pay off for me at all. And now I just imagine if that was the real Magearna, say it was a defensive Magearna, and I managed to get that much damage off on it, 95+% maybe, you know what, even if Mega Gallade went down, it really wouldn't matter, because that was the biggest threat left on his team. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I lost due to, unfortunately, just a really good play by Leo. Way to stick to your guns, man, and go for that risky move. I should have switched into Arcanine looking back. I don't know. At this point, I think we should just go on with the game. So, as I promised, Tornadus Therian comes back in. Let's try to salvage this game and win it for Mega Gallade. Let's keep going. After our fallen friend fell, now he goes to the real Magearna. Ha! Trying to taunt me there, huh, Magearna? I hate this thing so much. It really grinds my gears, you know. It really does. That was, I think, the second worst joke on the planet. I'm just going to point that out. So I go into my Arcanine, my dedicated Magearna answer, hoping it can do its job this week. We'll see. He's going to switch. He doesn't want to stay in. Of course, I wouldn't expect him to. He goes to the Nidoqueen. I'm sure he would have loved to have tried to get rocks up if I played some funny shenanigans or went for Toxic or did something stupid. Why would I Toxic a Magearna? There was no reason not to Flare Blitz there. We get some good damage off and KO the Nidoqueen. Now, this is where things start to get a little sketchy. He has this Mega Medicham. It's scary as heck. I go to my Tangrowth, and I kind of hope that with Protect in the mix, I'm going to be able to take 2 high jump kicks. That's really the best thing I can hope for, and yeah, that does a lot of damage. That does more than half, so I'm going to gain some back with leftovers, which is nice at least. I'm going to Protect, hoping he's going to jump through. He is going to jump through, get half damage. Nope. Nope. Prediction was wrong because he goes for Substitute. Okay, we're in a very precarious position right now. We cannot afford to let this thing have a sub up because otherwise it is going to run through my team. I'm going to go into Toxapex because he did not bring Infernape. This thing is not super useful this game. I can consider it fodder, I think. It's really, it can't do much at all in this game. I can't believe that, though. I'm just surprised. I'm still kind of surprised he didn't bring Infernape, but it is what it is. He Psycho Cuts, not Zen Headbutt. Okay, that's actually really good to know. Really good for the rest of my team. It is a weaker move. That is not the worst. Hope for no crit, of course. But he's going to Psycho Cut my Tangrowth. Now, I'm hoping the fact that I have Protect psyched him out enough to the point where he will not high jump kick against this thing. That's my goal, alright? If I can get him to not high jump kick, Tangrowth is going to be in good shape, and I can Giga Drain health back, and I've got leftovers. So that's kind of how these turns are going to play out. You know, I'm going to fast forward a bit because it's just going to get stally between Tangrowth and Mega Medicham, so let's start that now. So this match kind of turns into a pendulum, going back and forth, back and forth. He's going to recover, he's going to substitute. I'm just going to Giga Drain. I'm just going to go for those types of moves over and over again. I'm trying to stall this thing out a little bit, but I see an opening. I see that as long as he's not behind a sub, I get a free switch to Tornadus Therian. So if I go in while he recovers, like I'm doing right now, I can get a hurricane off and KO this thing. And there we go. This was a prediction I thought was a really solid one. Now we got to go for the hurricane. Take this thing out. What the heck? Picks the worst time to miss.
Devontae Freeman behind the fullback. Patrick DeMarco. Oh, wow. Reverses his field. Now Matt Ryan. Now Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah, Tornadus Therian stumbled and fell alright, and guess what? He takes a high jump kick to the face and lives on 32 health. Really, Tornadus? You just had to miss that one, because this is a big deal. This might mean later in the game I can't take attacks that I need to take. It's really unfortunate. Oh, man. That's a toughie. It's 3 versus 3 right now, so he goes into Magearna. Now, is this the real Magearna? God only knows. Except he goes for Volt Switch, so we actually do know that it is real Magearna. I go to Tangrowth hoping that's what it is, but then he goes to the Rotom Frost. Rotom Frost is definitely a problem at this point in the game. The best answer that I have left is Arcanine, so I'm going to Protect. I'm thinking he might be Choice Locked. He might use a Z move up. He might do something like that. Not at all. No, 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 no. Why does that even get me riled up anymore? Why does Substitute even get me riled up? I should expect this at this point. He already did it earlier in the game, so he brought Substitute on 7 of his Mons this week, clearly, and it was certainly an interesting experience having to deal with all these substitutes. I wish I could get a substitute narrator right now as my frustration flows. No, I'm actually cool, but I'm going to go to Arcanine to break the sub with the Extreme Speed. That's kind of the best option that I have at this point. He's going to go for his Z move, not too unexpected. I saw Z Rotom Frost once or twice in a few of my mocks, so it's going to do so much big damage. It really is. It's going to be a sad time for Arcanine. Tough time to be a pupper like Arcanine. But, yeah, I just don't know what to say. It's extremely sad. I gotta go to Tornadus Therian and hope that Z Heat Wave can take it out. The thing is, I know he's gonna switch, but I have to Z Heat Wave here, because if I do not, I basically could lose the game, more or less. So then the other thing too is we gotta keep in mind, I don't have enough health to deal with this Zoroark. Any attack, since it's Choice Scarfed at this range of health, will absolutely take me out. And if I just went for regular Heat Wave there, it would not have taken the Zoroark out. It's an unfortunate situation, but I gotta deal with it. Here's Magearna, the real Magearna, the one that's been harassing me all game. I U-turn. Does it really matter whether I Heat Wave or U-turn? No, because Heat Wave would have probably done 40% anyways. Z Heat Wave is very close to KOing, but even that wouldn't have KO'd, I'm pretty darn sure. So he Ice Beams. Tangrowth is here, but once again, it really doesn't matter. See, my thought for a moment was just maybe we could get a triple mega super sniper crit with Tornadus Therian's Heat Wave. Triple mega super sniper crit. Now that's what we're going to win this game. We're going to get one of those, for sure. We definitely are going to get one. So that way it does 150% to this Magearna. Yeah, unfortunately that's not going to happen. Spoilers. Heat Wave is going to come through though, so I am going to get to unveil that, and you're going to get to see this a little under half, so decent damage, but the Soul Heart Ice Beam, even at near full health, is going to take out Tornadus Therian. Now this was a very close match. It was a 2-0. I'm still very happy with this game. You know what? I know I had some fun moments during this game with the sports clips. I got into it for sure, but he was a champion last year. He's a really solid player, probably one of the best in the league. And you know what? We went head-to-head and toe-to-toe with him. I felt like minus 1 or 2 plays that I could have done just a little bit differently. This game was definitely in reach. And maybe that's bittersweet. Maybe I'm a little frustrated because I felt like I was so close. But at the same time, that at least means I'm doing something right. And I think my prep was also very solid. And guess what? I will absolutely be hungry for a win next week. Anyway, GG Leo, good luck to the rest of the season to you, so that's pretty much it for the upload. And now, let's get back to SportsCenter where we got live reactions from quarterback Kirk Cousins and a post-game speech from coach Danza regarding the game.
I thought we did a lot of good things. Like that we put up a lot of points, put up a lot of yards, made a lot of plays. At the same time, you don't like the turnover, you don't like how we finished in crunch time, how I finished in crunch time. But we'll learn from it, we'll get better, and the key is when you go through those experiences to try to make sure that when you get in situations in the future like that, you don't let them happen again.
There were certainly several controversial 50-50 type plays in that game by really both players. Given that the Nidokings lost, though, do you regret any of the plays that you guys made?
No, I don't think so. I think anytime you make as many big plays as we did, I don't think they made us too uncomfortable. But certainly there were a couple plays here and there where if you could have them back, you wish you could do it over again.
Kurt, I want to ask you about what you learned about yourself during the game and what you learned about winning as a result of this game. Could you go into some detail on that?
Yeah, I think more than anything, it just takes good preparation, good attention to detail, just having a good understanding of where guys are going to be and where you need to be and the timing of plays. And like I said, having gone through that experience now, I've been there before and get a better understanding of plays, coverages, protections, fronts. And the key now going forward is to prepare very hard, hammer the details so that when you get in those situations again, you get the result you want.
Hey Kurt, how do you feel about Danza as a leader for the team? How have things been going?
I'm still picking up every week, learning what he wants, and that'll continue as long as I play for him. But the longer we work together, the better we're going to get, and the more we're going to find ourselves on the same page.
So Kurt, it's very well known that Danza, the coach of the team, has been very busy with school and personal life stuff. What do you make of that?
In a short week, that's the challenge. There's a lot we have to do in only a few days, and you want to make sure you still get your rest and you're well rested come Thursday night. But it's all about time management. Going back to when I was a college student, they would tell you about being a good manager of your time. You still feel that way now in the pros. You got to manage your time well and make sure that every second you're in there watching film or drawing plays or talking with coaches, you're not wasting time, but you're making good use of it leading up to Thursday night.
All right, Kurt, thank you for answering the questions. We'll see you again another time.
Alrighty.
And now, let's hop into Coach Danza's post-game speech. You know what? Today was a tough day today. But the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. You know what? It's a very mean, nasty place. It will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as the game Pokemon. But it ain't about how hard your Pokemon hit. It's about how hard your Pokemon can get hit and keep moving forward. How much your Pokemon can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And guess what? We've learned the art this week. We competed. We were there. We were almost the cream of the crop. We were this close. We were that close. And guess what? We know the formula to win. We know it. We've known it ever since 2014, Season 1 of the GBA. We know this stuff. Next week, we are going to go show how winning is done. We're going to carry all the lessons of this week, improve upon them, and build a strong win next week. Let's go. Now that's all for this edition of SportsCenter. Before you go, the question of the day, as it was in the video, be sure to let me know which your favorite damage reduction berry is. I've been very curious. There are so many of them and I enjoy using them. Definitely. Now that's all for SportsCenter. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys. I hope to see you guys next week. Roughly the same time. Definitely the same place. Peace.